I'm trading up 1,000 very rare drop items all the way to black markets, going primarily for painted octanes and painted standards. Drop a like, subscribe down below to join the Pixel Army. Let's see if we can break 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours. I know you can do it. I'm on to use code Pixel Army in the item shop, as these videos, we all know they're about 30,000 credits each to make. So all we need is about 6 titanium white octanes. Let's get in and do that. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I'm currently recording this on Thursday. I believe you're watching this on a Tuesday, which I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments, what is your least favorite day of the week? Because a lot of people, I mean, when you're a kid, a lot of people say Monday. But I feel like when you're an adult, the answer isn't Monday. It's almost anything else, because it's just the obvious answer. No one's least favorite day is Saturday. No one's least favorite day is Friday. No one's least favorite day is Thursday. I feel like Thursday, Friday, Saturday are the solid days. Some people don't even really like Sundays. They almost attribute their lifelong hatred to Mondays, or how we're told to hate Mondays, and they then put it on Sunday evening because they're basically in a sense of doom for the entirety of Sunday, at least when the afternoon rolls around. I think my least favorite day is probably, it's Tuesday or Wednesday for me. I just feel like it is because... Okay, we got a gold hot shot there. Because Monday, I personally really like Monday. You've usually come off the back of a good weekend. Sometimes if it's a really good weekend, Mondays can suck a little bit, just purely because of the comparison. If you have the best weekend ever, Mondays are a little bit meh. But I actually really like Mondays. I am very productive on Mondays. I feel like you've got a new level of motivation on Mondays. It's why the gym is so damn full on Mondays and so empty on Friday evening. It's because everyone likes to get their stuff together on a Monday. So I'm probably going to have to give my least favorite day to the day you're watching this, Tuesday. I just think it's got the similar vibe of so far away from the weekend like a Monday, but not the added motivation of it being your first day back where you're refreshed and it's a Monday. Wednesday similarly isn't that great, but you're kind of, the end is almost in sight. I think Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays, they just are elite. And the reason we're having this conversation is almost like a humble brag, because I'm recording this on a Thursday morning. I'm going to record this and then go to the gym and just have a great weekend. And you are stuck. You're stuck on a Tuesday, which, you know, is not great. But I think I did mention in my previous video, actually, maybe for the very rare trips, that I was going for a minor surgery. Again, another thing that happened on a Tuesday. As you can see by the black dot on my head, that was my birthmark, but it is now just well, it will eventually like scab over and hopefully heal, because I had a massive mole on the side of my head that was my birthmark. I don't know if it was like an official thing, but it's the thing I've had since I was born, and I'm pretty sure that's the criteria. It was just this big mole. It kept getting caught, especially when I'd go for haircuts. Oh my, the amount of times I'd bleed. I've bled in like 4 different hairdressers in my life, and it just means I can never relax in the chair, because for me personally, getting a haircut is one of the most enjoyable experiences, especially if you get your hair washed. Oh my goodness, you can just sit back, relax, and it's such a nice feeling. But for me, I was always a little bit tense, because I knew at some point they'd be getting to this side with the comb, and all the pain, like when I'd tell them about it, they'd forget about it and just, you know, basically put me in pain. But I was on the waiting list for this procedure for 2 years, and finally it happened, and it was really weird. To be honest, it was about as good as I expected. I knew the worst bit would be the anesthetic injections into my head, but even that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I think the best part is my experience with needles started out at the very worst and then gradually got better. So my first experience that I can remember with a needle was in my mouth, like in the fleshy bit of my mouth, in my lip, and, you know, for like a filling at the dentist. That is without a doubt the worst injection I've ever had. And I assume they'd all be like that. You know, it's fleshy in there. It hurts when it comes out because it like yanks it. It's not nice. And then having got that done in my mouth, the next sort of sharp needle that I'd experienced was in this part of my arm to get blood. And they always say, you know, oh, slight scratch. And it is. It's not pleasant, but it's not painful. This was painful. This was not pleasant. The one in my head, I could barely feel it. I literally didn't even feel it. And the procedure was so quick. I think it bled quite a lot. But yeah, and then what they did, I can't remember the specific reason as to why. I think it was to do with like the basically killing off the blood vessels in there to stop it bleeding and that sort of stuff. But I could smell burning as well. They almost had this mini like blowtorch, and I heard it sparking, and they were like having a go at my head, and I could smell burning because they were singeing the hairs on my head. But there we go. So finally, after all my life of having... Yo! Why? Why? I thought it was Crimson. I thought we got a Croctane, but it's burnt sienna. Either way, we've got one Octane. We need a Fennec and a Standard now to keep up with the pick-a-pick standard that I try to provide. But yeah, I've had it my whole life, and now it's gone. Tell me that doesn't look the same as the burnt sienna Octane color-wise. That literally is. I don't know what it is about burnt sienna in this game, but it just looks Crimson. There's a Dominus. Imagine. I don't know why they ended the painted Dominus streak. Maybe it's so they could just make loads of money on the Rocket League item shop, which is fair enough. To be honest, I was speaking to my friend Emilio. I went to the gym with him yesterday. We were talking about Rocket League and their priorities and stuff like that. And to be honest, there's no surprise Rocket League focuses items, bundles, like they've just released the Transformer thing, like partnerships with brands, because that's where the money is. Like, genuinely it is. There's no money in creating a better game. There is, like, long term, there definitely is, I suppose, if you can maintain a higher player base. But you only get money if the game's that good, if you keep players around. If you then continue to make items and stuff. Like, if there were no microtransactions, it wouldn't really matter how good the game is. Obviously, you'd have more players and more people, you know, playing it. But if it's free to play, the only way they make money is transactions and stuff like that. So they're always going to be focused on items and updates, because that kind of keeps the game going. You've got to think about it. I suppose, I know Epic Games is a billion-dollar company and they've got Fortnite making loads of money, but they have Rocket League staff that they need to pay, and obviously, if the only way they make money is microtransactions, they've got to make that money. And to be fair, I do think they make enough money from the item shop and bundles to pay all their staff, just purely from Rocket League. Yes! Titanium white standard! There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That is absolutely insane. But yeah, just so you guys are aware, I don't know the exact figures, but with the knowledge that I have of the Epic Games, the item shop and everything like that, and the knowledge I've been given and stuff like that, I know for a fact that they make tens of millions from items in Rocket League. Like, they make so much money. So many people are buying items. Like, they make a lot of money. So that is why they're pushing items and everything like that. And that is why you got people like me that are able to go for stuff like white octanes and that in this video, because as well as the, you know, the desire to get these items, which helps keep Rocket League going in terms of microtransactions and that, we got people watching me trying to get it, because that's how I can make these videos. It's you guys supporting me, and when I say stuff like, oh, you support creator code Pixel Army, it really helps create these videos and helps it, you know, keeping it going and everything like that. I'm genuinely being serious. Like, genuinely being serious. I wouldn't be able to make these videos as frequently as I do, or really if at all, to be honest, if you guys didn't use the creator code as often as you do. Like, it's actually insane, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's just that little 5% that goes to me basically pays for these videos every single month. Like, that's the way we do it, and we've done it. It's really awkward that out of the 3 requirements, you got a Fennec, which can't be painted, so that's the best you can get. Standard, we got Titanium White, which is the second best, and then Octane, we got Burnt Sienna, which is absolutely the worst. It's a little bit annoying that out of the 3 things we aimed for, the Octane was the one that suffered in terms of quality. But let's keep going. How many do we have left? We still got plenty more to go, to be fair. Even though it's all visible on this screen, there's some pretty heavy stacks of items here. We got Goop Gang down there. We got Toilet Gang, who I caught lacking again. Not 10 minutes into the video. If you are Toilet Gang and you watch this far, just drop a little, I was going to say a poop emoji in the comments, but we can probably think of a better emoji than that. Let's go for some Goop Gang trade-ups now in honor of that. See if we can get something here. I think I've had a painted Octane from a Goop trade-up before, and I'm pretty sure I had a Titanium White Octane from a Grog trade-up. So we're going to do the Grog Gang next, because I can see it here. 5 trade-ups to go. That's an ASIC wheel. Can we get something? Anything that's not a non-painted wheel. Yes! Oh, Burnt Sienna. Oh, it's the color of the day. Why couldn't Titanium White be the color of the day? Then again, I can't complain because we had a Titanium White standard. But that is the Grog's. The Grog's gone. The Grog's done with. The Kruk. Things you love to see. I just want to see if we get one more Octane. I think there's scope for another Octane here. I think my luck has seemingly slowly improved. We've had 2 flamethrowers now as well, I think, which is pretty cool. That's like a side quest in these videos. But my luck has kind of improved to the point now where I am always getting a standard and an Octane, and I'm typically getting multiple. So I think there's scope to get another Octane. We won't get the, I think, 4 I think we got 4 octanes in the last episode. We will not emulate that. But if we could just get one more, I think that's possible. And I would absolutely take that. And it's only up from here. Like, we're not going to get another burnt sienna octane, are we? So any color we get, if we do get an octane, is an upgrade. Obviously, if we don't get an octane, that is a little bit of an L, but we still did get the good stand, and we're going to get a bunch of black markets. And I did have someone comment on one of my recent videos saying, what are the 5 big black markets? And there was a loyal viewer that responded in the comments that watches a lot of my videos and let them know the big 5 that we're sort of talking about. I'm not talking about across the board because obviously you've got black markets like Interstellar and everything like that, all these newer ones that you can't get from exotic drop trade ups. But as far as these videos go and these types of black markets go, the big 5, say it with me: Mainframe, Dueling Dragons, Heatwave, Fire God, and Dissolver, because they just are the best ones. And back in the day, they were worth a lot of keys. Now they're not really worth that much, to be honest. Like Heatwave is, and Fire God, to be honest, are like 300 to 400 credits, which is mental when you think about it, when they used to be at least, I mean, over 1,000, right? They used to be so valuable. Even Dueling Dragons now is like 600 or something crazy like that. So I'll probably have to go to the Rocket League, like the RL Insider spreadsheet, and just refresh my memory on the value of items, because there is the risk, the danger of becoming slightly out of touch. But then again, when it comes to the price of items, I don't know how much further things can really decrease. Like if a mainframe is 500 credits, it can't really get much lower than that, because then you've got like Fire God at 300, and then you've got like Stormwatch at 200, and then you've got stuff like Solar Flare and Toon that are already down to like 100 or less. There's nowhere else to go, because you can only trade in credits amounts of like 10. So I think we're pretty much at the bottom now. I don't think items can get much less valuable, purely because of how many items need to be cheaper than it. Like a black market like Mainframe can't get much less than 500 credits, because there's so many items that are less valuable in it that you need to squeeze in the 0 to 500 credit range. Whereas before, when it was worth a few thousand, there was scope for items to be worth different amounts. But it's looking pretty ropey for another octane. And we've got so many hot shots today, though. And I think we can just smash out these. Bang. There we go. So that's that. We actually did 102 trade ups there, and we got 1 octane, and it was burnt sienna. So not great, but I will see you for the black market trade ups in just a moment. All right, so we're going to get 8 black markets here. That central wheel looks weirdly dark. I might even just keep that in case some kind of glitch. I don't know. So let's try and get one of the big 5. Let's chuck in the Crimson Lobos, the Zombas, and the Voltaics, along with P-Sims, a little bit dead. But in fact, let's take out the P-Sims, put in the 2 Dracos. These 5 exotics, they just are the best. I mean, I know there's 4 different ones, 2 Dracos, but these are just the ones. If I'm not going to get a good black market, we'll know after this. Neuroagitator. Okay, nothing great about Neuroagitator, but it's not terrible. Spectre, however, is terrible. That's one of the meme 5. Chameleon is decent. It's one of those ones that's probably propping up the value of black markets like the Mainframe and that, because it can't go much lower, to be honest. Polypop is just a weird one. Don't know how I feel about it. Magma. Oh, no. Come on. Let's try one more. 20XX is a good one. It's not one of the big 5, but it is a good one. We'll go with one more attempt. Leave the weird Centro wheels. Come on. Spectre. I don't know how I feel about that video. Maybe a slight L. We got the white standard. We can hold on to that, but other than that, it wasn't fantastic. Regardless, if you did enjoy this video, please do drop a like, subscribe down below to join the Pixel Army. I've been Pixel, you have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next video very soon. Flying in a missile, haters throwing shade, never pick me, not an issue. I am a beast, I'm at the top, I run these beats, I hold my spot, so stop before it hits you. It's pick up, pixel.